we opened a new website. You know what it's called?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because you registered the domain. So we opened the ITOT.Academy for a training about IT and OT.
Actually didn't know that the domain.academy existed, but since I knew that, I immediately
We had to take it. We had to take it.
went for ITOT.Academy. Just sounds amazing, right?
David, who is this training for?
The people who do the work. Short and sweet. And the people who do the work, obviously in the plants, who face problems every day. You're still facing them, Willem.
Absolutely.
We've been facing them together for so many years in our previous job when we were working together.
So people in IT in companies, people in OT in manufacturing companies, trying to get a better grip, to get some understanding, some new insights.
Yeah, and you know it's not about IT OT convergence. It's about IT OT collaboration. If you're sitting on the OT side, you really need to understand how IT is thinking, how IT is working. No, they are not the enemy. And the same holds true for the other way around. If you're working in IT, you also need to understand how operations is thinking, how OT is thinking, the differences.
A second group that we also get quite a lot of feedback from are people working in consultancy. They're often looking for new ideas, other insights, or maybe just a way to get somebody up to speed quickly. You have a new hire, you're working in this space, and you want to bring up to speed in what the problems are that happen when you try to digitalize in manufacturing.
Yeah, and it's about the stories, but I think especially in consulting, it's also about the frameworks. Mm-hmm. It's about our organizational frameworks. It's about our capability maps, that type of things, and it just makes sense because that gives you some guidance.
Yeah. So what is the format going to be? I think we already said it's going to be shorter sessions.
Shorter sessions. So we are not going to do pre-recorded videos.
You mean those with that you push the button, can I double the speed or get some transcript and give me the summary after I put it through ChatGPT? It was clear people are not interested in day-long trainings, especially when they're remote. It's hard to block my agenda for an entire day.
Short, sweet, but still live, because the interaction we're having now, it just works. If you extend that to a bigger group, you can have the interaction, you can ask the questions. It's a totally different dynamic than having a pre-recorded video. So it's going to be short, it's going to be live. It's going to be virtual, obviously, so we can reach people all over the world.
We're going to have 6 sessions. We're going to start with the first 3 that are focused on the core concept. So
that's what we call understand, cooperate, and scale. Now, all the details, that's for the training, but understand is kind of clear. The language of IT and the language of OT, basically. But still, it's super important.
Absolutely.
Cooperate. That's our work around, our cooperation models. So how do you make teams work together?
That's
a core program.
Yeah. And then we have 3 more lessons. 3 more lessons. Yes. More on the practical.
More on the practical things.
Yeah. So, of course, we're not just going to go and give you a development environment. Like we said, it's not about technology. But we're going to bring you together on a use case. Mm-hmm. And we're going to work as people who joined Sweet Harmony Treats. It's a company that makes waffles. Because though David and I have a background in chemicals, etc., it's just not so tasty to work with, I don't know, polyethylene or something like that, or any other chemical. So waffles it is.
Waffles it is, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're going to put you together with your peers in small groups. Mm-hmm. Because if you're working with remote sessions, etc., you have big groups. It's a recipe for no interaction whatsoever. Mm-hmm. So we're going to bring you together in very small groups to work on that use case, applying the concepts, but also discussing those concepts with peers. That's the first session of the 3. The second one is also one that was requested a lot, is getting an interactive session with people who actually did the work, who managed to deploy globally solutions on the shop floor, bridging that gap between IT and OT, and having an interactive session about it. Maybe have some feedback on the use case. And David, was the last session to wrap it all up?
The last one is an ask us anything. Ask us all the difficult questions you want us to try.
No, great.
Try to answer.
So
all information, registration, all the Q&A type of things you want to know can be found at, again, because I still just like the domain name, ITOT.Academy.